Greetings and welcome to the latest update for Fallout London. This will be our most significant update to date, revealing more than ever before about what we have been working hard on for the past few years, laying out the path to release, and announcing our official release date.
Yeah, all right. So to put this into context a little bit, this is not coming from Bethesda. This is like a private group of fans, I think, who are making basically like an update for Fallout 4. Fallout 4 came out in 2015. So it's an old game now. Bethesda basically isn't even releasing updates for it. But apparently this group, they have like a Patreon, and they're doing a lot of work to come up with almost like a fan edit of the game. So I was a huge fan of the Fallout series. I still am, although not super happy with what Bethesda did with the franchise, because Fallout 76 kind of sucks. But I love the old game, like the Brian Fargo game I played when I was young, and I loved the idea of the Fallout shelter. The first game, even though it's an old isometric, the story for it was really good. Really, really smart writing, and then the way that they implemented the classes and the special system, it worked really well. So it was very entertaining, and it was very funny. Bethesda kind of dropped a lot of the cool stuff that was in the original game, and they sort of turned it into a shooter, which basically is like, it's very popular. Shooters are very popular. So Fallout 3 was really sparse and sort of depressing. Fallout 4, they actually put some of the humor and some of like the 1950s sort of optimism back into the game, made it much more interesting. So it looks like these people who are making this content for Fallout 4, while they're not affiliated with Bethesda, they have a lot of the assets that Bethesda, I guess, released with the GEC, the creation kit. So
over the past 3 years, a core team of at least 50 people spread over each core department have spent tens of thousands of hours on the hard graft and development of the game-sized mod Fallout London, with over 200 individuals contributing in some way to its completion. After all this hard work, the game is now at a functional content complete stage. However, due to some unforeseen delays, we have not completed the polish and testing we want to do before release.
So that's unfortunate. I guess they're not on track with what they promised their Patreon donors. Not a surprise, because especially if they're doing this sort of piecemeal and they're not affiliated with Bethesda, they would have to basically secure people to do the coding. And I'm not sure exactly what their problem is that caused them to delay, but it's nice that they're announcing it. But still, all that being said, what I've seen in just this quick little look, we've only seen a minute of the video, the footage of London looks really good.
And so, we will be pushing back the release to a few months later than originally planned. We'll explain more about this and the road to release later in the video. With these unforeseen changes, we wish to give you a taste of everything that is upcoming to show you all the hard work we've been doing. Building London. In the radioactive playground of London, our world spaces and level design aren't just blueprints. They're the walls in which players graffiti their own tales. We're not building mere levels. We're in fact crafting London from the ground up.
That's crazy. That's really cool. It looks like they've done a lot of work making a lot of custom assets. So it makes me wonder, like, they're probably going to have the London Underground, right? They're probably going to have all the landmarks. I don't know if you guys have been to London, but there's some really cool historical landmarks there.
Recognizable, changed, warped. A world where every step shapes your legend, and where the landscape is as deadly as the tales you choose to tell. The game setting includes 15 boroughs of London to openly explore. We begin with areas such as the leafy suburbs of Bromley with its 261 cells, the trendy canal paths of Camden with 305 cells, steel and glass towers in the financial hub of the City of London, boasting 139 cells. 283 cells make up the ruined hellscape of Croydon. Not much change there, huh? Eastminster, a new compact district with exactly 100 cells that blends history and modernity. The home to the echoes of naval stories is Greenwich, with its maritime charm with 460 cells. Hackney, with its vibrant racing heart of 151 cells. Islington's cultural enclave, which offers 102 cells.
You know, what's really funny is when I was in college, I spent time in Islington. And so I know, like, kind of the area. So it'd be fun. I haven't played Fallout 4. Played it when it came out in 2015, probably for a year. And I think I logged about 300 or 400 hours, I think. I'd have to look at my Steam to see exactly how many hours I have on it. But I know it's still popular. A lot of people play it. So it'd be really cool to see. I don't know exactly when these people are going to release this. They'll probably let us know this video, hopefully.
Of eclectic charm. The cramped ruins of Lambeth with 175. Lewisham, the urban mosaic, a 182 cell canvas of diversity. Newham, a dynamic district with 109 cells, where radiation change is the only constant. Historic streets of Southwark with 437 cells, where every corner whispers tales of yore. Tower Hamlet's 368 cells, of where power and history collide. The open parkland of Wandsworth and its 388 cells. And Westminster, the political epicenter, boasting 304 cells, creating...
I mean, they have done a ton of work. Because this artwork, that all looks new. I mean, I may be wrong. Those may be assets that existed in the original game, but I don't remember them. So it's not only are they doing the 3D modeling, but they're also doing 2D art as well.
These areas has required concepting, design, testing, and onerous nav meshing to ensure they produce a cohesive world that is also engaging for exploration and combat, but with a combined total of 3,764 cells, lock, stock, and barrel. Amongst these eclectic London boroughs are an additional mix of areas, with a final total of 11 fascinatingly diverse world spaces, 337 detailed interior cells, 48 of which are the scale of the base game's Corvega factory, and a total of 7 unique settlements for you to build to your heart's content.
Oh, nice.
The total area covered by...
Yeah, that was one of the cool things about Fallout 4, that you could build a settlement and have, like, people... It was an upgrade from Fallout 3 where you couldn't really do that. You could join, like, a society in Fallout 3, but you could actually build a village. But in Fallout 4 you could. So it's nice that they're allowing you to continue to do that. Looks really interesting. I mean, part of me, it says, like, you know, dude, this game is almost a decade old, and they're probably going to come out with whatever, we hope, Fallout 5 or something like that. So to do all of this work for a game that's that old makes me wonder, like, what is there really a large audience for this? But if you look at this website, I'll give you guys the link. I don't know if anybody cares about Fallout 4, plays Fallout 4, but it's got 100,000 subscribers to this Team Fallout New London. That's a lot. That's a lot of people who are interested. Give you an example. I think the maximum amount that Dungeons and Dragons Online has is about 55,000 people who subscribe to that. So this is like double the size of the player base or interest base for that. That's a lot of people considering. And the other thing is, Fallout 4, I believe, is relatively inexpensive now to acquire. I think you can get it on sale on Steam because it's so old. So, not a bad idea if you like sort of this sort of post-apocalyptic game. Fallout 4 was great when it came out, and this looks really interesting.
Our world is equivalent to the base game Commonwealth and Far Harbor DLC combined. This lofty world space size makes Fallout London one of the largest mods for Fallout 4 to date. 3D
Yeah, they are going crazy with this. I'm very impressed. Yeah, looking at the Patreon page. Pretty crazy.
Populating this huge area has required the creation and adaptation of an enormous number of 3D assets from the
Yeah, that's all really cool because none of that stuff, as to my knowledge, is in the base game at all. It's like they made this stuff unique for this. Very cool.
The desolate urban sprawl, to the tattered armor shaping your character's attire, or the eerie glow of mutated foliage, and the ominous cyber pigeons desecrating forgotten statues. Each element breathes life into the
So they have pigeons that emit sonic blasts and destroy That's great.
panorama of Old Blighty. Whilst much base content has been reskinned or tweaked to fit a British setting, a great number of items have been made from scratch and new animations developed to support them.
No, I
They
don't wanna
include custom
use-
weapons,
that's
clothes,
not- no.
races, foliage,
You play Fallout 4, that is not a good weapon to use. You want something that is much different than that.
London-specific architectural kits, and, of course, finely brewed pots of tea. It also includes
Nice.
many hundreds of miscellaneous assets, from iconic London buses to the humble 3-pin plug to the extra mysterious Cthulhu doll. Every asset meticulously crafted for our setting, immersive.
I wonder why they included a Cthulhu doll. I don't know much about H.P. Lovecraft's personal backstory, but he was an American, right? I don't think he was. Maybe we should Google it, because was he a Brit that lived in the United States? Or are they just including H.P. Lovecraft just because he's very cool? Up on the see. Yeah, he's an American and wrote a lot about New England. Actually, wrote a lot about the area where I live. I live on. Wrote a lot about the exact area where I live. Sure that he's born. He was born in Rhode Island in Providence, and he died in Providence, Rhode Island. He's 46 years old. So it looks like they are including H.P. Lovecraft in this London expansion, just as it's cool.
Players in a world rich with roleplay options. Our assets let the player explore a new reality where each detail beckons, inviting you to forge your own path and truly feel the pulse of the unknown. 2D. Our 2D artists have produced a plethora of artwork to populate the world with London-centric content. New signage, posters, graffiti, comic covers, logos, and textures help build a believable future London for you to get immersed in.
So, if you haven't played Fallout, it's basically a divergent history from the 1950s. It skews off into this. It basically asks the question, what would happen if we took the 1950s and just proceeded from there? And so, like, you get a lot of everything is running on atomic power. They have atomic powered cars, atomic powered robots, atomic powered factories, and a lot of the artwork is based on like that 1950s optimism. So you get a lot of sort of really interesting
addition, we have overhauled the user interface with our Attaboy alternative to the Pip-Boy, which includes custom animations for stats, perks, and quests based on the UK's Protect.
That's all really cool. The special system from Fallout, how you build your character. So special is basically like S is strength, E is endurance. It goes down the list of all these skills. It's really good.
And Survive family. Music. Fallout London.
Well, I don't want to get I'm gonna skip music because I don't want Twitch to do a thing where they like freak out because it's music. I'm not sure if they're going to play music. I'm gonna fast forward past that just because I don't want to get like a strike.
Much of Fallout 4's acclaim stems from its distinctive mechanics, such as settlements, and we've elevated that legacy with our additions, including a revamped crafting system for ammo and tea.
I'll post the link so you guys, if you're interested, you can look. So it looks like they're updating the crafting system. Crafting system Fallout 4 was really elaborate. They've added to that. That's really good.
Overhauled perk and dialogue system. Skill and perk checks in dialogue.
My word again.
That's really cool. That's basically like Baldur's Gate 3. They check what your stat is and then you succeed or fail. The only difference is it doesn't look like they're doing the on-screen dice roll.
It's yours, eh?
Innovative fast travel options, including trains, taxis, and boats.
It's too risky to transport the three of us across such choppy waters.
Dynamic weathers, new smoking mechanism, playable guitars, unique uniques, new player animations, such as...
That's very cool. So smoking mechanism, I think what they're talking about is in the original Fallout 4, you found all of these packs of cigarettes, but I don't know if you could actually smoke them. So it sounds like they may have added a system that allows you to actually smoke whatever you find, which is nice. So you could like have coffee and a cigarette or tea and a cigarette. I'm curious to see if they built the underground. That's what I'm kind of hoping to see.
Ladder climbing and swimming, with a noteworthy addition, cow milking. Quests. The story and quest lines of the game have entailed some of the greatest amount of work in the mod, involving writers, scripters, voice actors, and audio engineers to produce a breathtaking array of content.
Yeah, that's interesting because I remember seeing online these guys were doing like a casting call for voice actor work on this mod. And that's basically what it is. It's basically a mod for Fallout 4. But the Bethesda released this kit a while ago called the GEC that allows you basically to edit. So all of the modders are using the GEC to make all these different changes. It looks like they allow you to do from the ground up everything but the base game. So this is great. The voice acting in the original game wasn't very solid, so I bet in this remake it's going to
Fallout London boasts a collection of 53 new main quests in and around the city. These engaging narratives offer various choices and challenges in the Wayfarer's journey to shape the future of Old Blighty. From self-contained adventures to larger quest lines, players have plenty to uncover outside of their main journey, with a total of 35 side quests. 25 new faction quests, intricately tied to the various groups you'll encounter across the city. These quests offer unique challenges and storylines, allowing players to deeply engage with the factions and shape the course of their journey. Uncover artifacts, tie up loose ends, and solve mysteries in the bustling world of Fallout London. With 64
in Fallout 3, there was a crazy group of cultists who worshipped an atom bomb. It was really funny.
Miscellaneous quests to enhance your experience. On their travels,
it was an undetonated atom bomb that had fallen into the middle of the city and didn't blow up, so they all thought it was a god and they worshipped it.
Players may find themselves entangled in the bitter conflict unfolding on the streets of East London. With 16 branching quests, the journey is rich with challenges and intrigue, all seamlessly intertwined.
Okay, Yeah, I mean, you guys get the gist, right? A lot of this stuff is going to be, let's see what the next section is.
Our commitment to delivering as polished an experience as possible will lead us to miss our intended release window. The main reason, to be transparent, is the impact of global issues on a considerable part of our scripting team, including the head of departments who comes from one of the areas most affected. This has understandably shifted their focus away from the mod, and while we've managed to catch up through reorganization and reskilling of team members, it has come at the cost of testing. So unfortunately, we won't hit the 2023 target we aimed for. But the sheer amount of progress we've made this year is immense.
Basically the war, probably. Somebody coding this is either in Ukraine or are involved in the Israel-Gaza thing, right? It's unfortunate. It looks like here they have
2024. As you know, we've consistently operated in quarters, so we're just one quarter over our plans. Close, but no cigar. And for that, we apologize. However, rest assured, anticipate our arrival at the end of the first quarter.
Okay, so they're saying first quarter 2024. Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting. I'm going to drop the link into chat, and then if you want to check them out, if you're at all interested in. Very interesting. Let's see. That should be the link right there. Yeah, you can check out the team follow-on page, and then if it's something that you think you might be interested in. Very cool. Wanted to take a look at it. Somebody told me about it.